What's up, MGTOW brothers? Boy, ain't this the life, huh? Literally sitting at the edge of the world. Anymore, I'm gonna just fall down the mountain. Look at this, huh? You know, I'm so freaking thankful that I was able to actually find this philosophy. I mean, it's literally been a life changer for me. You know, and I've been at this for over a decade at this point. And ever since I found this philosophy, I've done a 180 on my life. I went from worrying about everybody and everything to worrying about me and absolutely nothing at all on this planet. Every day I work for me, myself, and I. And everything I do is for me, myself, and I. Alright? So I was sitting home and I said, screw it, let me get the heck out because there's really nothing to do, right? You can only watch the stock market so long before you get, bored out of your mind. You can only read so many, reports. And then it's like time to get the heck out of this dump hole because, well, I'm just kind of stuck. And again, right, the negative part about living in New York City, one is you're in an apartment. So yeah, the apartment comes with a gym. You can go outside, do this and that. But again, you're stuck in this concrete jungle. That's very annoying most of the time. But it's convenient. So you're always everything's a trade-off, right? So you're trading convenience for leisure and for solitude. And there's really not that much solitude. There's no place you can run except for up here, right? So I decided, screw it, let me get the heck out. Let me go and have some fun. I'm trying to do a tour, visit as many places that I haven't been to. Some that I've been to. I've been here multiple times, but it never ceases to inspire me, to make me realize just how lucky and fortunate I have I've been to have a family that was able to set me up, raise me properly, to have loving parents, loving family, to have had the ability to have girlfriends, to experience all of that stuff, and ultimately choosing the path of solitude or monkhood, right? And to the point where I don't have to worry about going to work, right? Because that's what the stock market does for me. They're the ones working, right? And that, I mean, I don't know. It's weird because I guess sometimes I do take it for granted, and times like these make me reflect and give me the opportunity to reflect just on how lucky I really am. So I never think about money. I never think about food. I never think about anything, right? I don't think about women. If I truly wanted women, I don't have a problem. I can get women any time of the day. I don't worry about cars because I can literally go buy any car I want on the lot, cash, and I have no problem with it. But this, right? This is, to me, it's worth more than all of those things, right? And I know it may come off as a little bit, I don't know how do I put it, elitist, right? Because obviously I have been lucky enough and I have been blessed, where the vast majority of people aren't blessed and they do have to work every day and they are suffering, trying to afford a meal for for themselves, their families. And I do understand that, I'm pretty, I'm very well aware of that. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when it relates to my life, I mean, my life has sounds a little bit cliche, but it's like it's the dream, right? When I talk to my friends and when I talk to colleagues and acquaintances, and they always say, "Hey, how you doing?" My answer is always, "I'm doing beautiful." Right? I'm doing spectacular because I am, right? And most people think that I'm being sarcastic or something like that. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, I literally love my freaking life, right? My life is perfect. I don't have any pains. I don't have any diseases. I don't have to worry about pretty much anything in reality, right? And it hasn't been easy because that was, I've had to work for it, but it was worth it. It was worth every freaking minute that I spent working. It was worth all the time I spent in college. It was worth, not that I got anything out of college, to be honest, except for, I don't know, worthless degrees, but whatever, because I don't even use them. Right? I didn't I didn't go into business, right? Even though I have a degree in business, and then before that I got a degree in criminal justice. Didn't pursue that either, so I decided to go with really just making money the easy way, which was the stock market. And the stock market has proved to be a very beautiful thing for me anyway. So when I come to places like this, it really does give me that opportunity to reflect and to remind myself, that there are people out here in this planet. Now there are people right here in this town who are struggling, who are working minimum wage jobs, right? You know, that are struggling at the same time, and I've told this to my family as well. Because I don't know, it's always the same stuff, right? Like my friends and my family, they'll go there, and they'll dump money like it's nothing, on Gucci, on Prada, on Fendi, whatever. I don't know what the hell these companies are. But they'll just keep on dumping and dumping and dumping money on this stuff, right? And then I look at them, I'm like, I've never ever heard you be grateful for what you have. I mean, it's great. I understand that you worked hard for it. Yeah, they did work hard for it. I'm not gonna try to take that away from them. They worked extremely hard for it. But they don't tend to be grateful. I think they take it for granted because they're so used to it. They're accustomed to it. Versus where the majority of the people couldn't even dream of that, right? I mean, my sister has a whole room full of clothes that are worth maybe like $500,000 to $1 million, right? I mean, she didn't buy it; it was her fiance and husband who bought it, but I completely for granted. Like I guess just that you get accustomed to it. But this brings me to a place where because none of that matters here. That's the beautiful thing about it. Money doesn't matter here. Nothing matters here. This is just chill. This is just relax. The mountains. There's nobody here. There's nobody here to judge me. To call me an elitist piece of crap. There's nobody here to call me a misogynist. There's nobody here to do anything. And that's the beautiful part. Have a good one, guys. Drive safe. Not a problem, man. Drive safe, guys. So, I met some cool guys up here. We were just, shooting the shit and talking to each other, relaxing. There they are with their charger. First timers here. I told them you got to put it on first gear because there's no guardrails here, so you'll go right off the mountain. But yeah, I mean, like, it's it's weird. It's weird. I wish more people had the opportunity and got the chance to sort of see, to see and experience some of the things that I've experienced and seen and that I've lived, because it's cool. It's very unique. Uh, you know, and I've seen some terrible, terrible things in life, and those terrible things have made me the man that I am today. Where, you know, I try not to be judgmental of people. You know, I try I try to provide hope, because I think a lot of people need hope. Most people don't have that much hope, even though there's so much to be hopeful about in this life. You know, and the saying that I always say, and I know quite a other few people that do say the same thing. And it's like, you know, every morning, if you wake up in the morning and you're breathing, you're doing wonderful, right? You're doing great. Life is just beautiful, because the alternative is you're dead, and life is pointless at that point because you have none. And so enjoying what you have is crucial. Even though it may not seem like it's a lot, right? Even if you make $10,000 a year, 20,000 a year, 30,000 a year, 40,000 a year, or you make 800,000 a year or 5 million a year, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's all in respect to the location and the things that you associate yourself with. Over here, right now, where I'm standing at, you could make trillions of dollars. Nothing that you see on this screen would give a crap about it. Nothing does, right? The mountain doesn't care how much money I have. The rock sure as heck don't, right? The air doesn't. The clouds, they don't care how much money I have. If I'm tall, if I'm skinny, if I have a six pack, if I have, big pecs, if I have, big biceps, right? Doesn't care about any of that. If I'm 6 foot, if I'm 3 foot, if I'm 9 foot. So, if you associate yourself with the right people and you change your state of mind and you go out there and you take things slowly, step by step by step, and you enjoy your life, you're going to be able to be on top of these mountains. And there's nothing anybody could ever say or do to stop you from achieving what you want in life. And ultimately, that is the greatest achievement any free man can ever achieve, is freedom. Right? Most people don't want freedom. Freedom is hard. Freedom sometimes could be a little bit lonely, right? You can see I'm here all by myself on top of a mountain. This is what freedom looks like, right? Now, it's also freedom where I can, I meet guys over here, and we talk, and we, help each other out. We discuss, little things about life and stuff like that, right? And that's what makes it really, really cool. But most people are just stuck, and there's no reason to be stuck. You have to unstick yourself, right? If some people lack motivation, and it's just like, okay, well, you may not have the motivation to make a 6-hour drive, a 5-hour drive, a 3-hour drive. Well, go take a 5-minute drive. The next time you'll take a 5-minute and 30-second drive, and then a 6-minute drive, and so on until you're good. And then one day you'll be to the point where you're making a 13-hour drive and you're over here, or you're in Canada by Niagara Falls, or you're in Tennessee, or you're in Arkansas, or Texas, or the Grand Canyons, right? But you have to start slow. And if you don't, then you'll just be stuck. Just like these mountains. No matter what happens, they never go anywhere. They're always here. But we're not mountains. We have feet. So we can go someplace, right? We can move around. We have wheels. We have trains. We have airplanes. Anywhere you want. The world is your oyster. You just have to go and do it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys have a Good day.